let's jump right into the story. So, I am a younger millennial born in 1991. Growing up, I never really had an idea of what I wanted to do. I'm pretty sure if somebody had asked me back in the day, "Hey, Keithia, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I probably would have responded, I don't know. If my family's watching and you have other insights into what I would have said, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure I never was a child who, if somebody had to ask me that question, I would have said, "Hey, I want to be a police officer. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a nurse." You know, the generic answers. So when I got to junior year or senior year of high school, people around me, they were deciding what they want to do when they graduated. I actually didn't know what I wanted to do. So I think when I got to senior year, towards the end, I really started to look into the different jobs, the careers, and all these things. And then I decided on becoming a diagnostic medical sonographer because I love technology. I like helping people. And I did have an interest in healthcare. So I said, okay, that would be a good field to get into. So I decided I was going to do that. I applied to Florida Hospital College in Orlando, knowing good and well that there was no money to go there, but I did it. And of course, I couldn't go because the money wasn't there. I decided to move to the east coast of Florida where my sister was at the time, over by West Palm Beach. And I decided I was going to go to Palm Beach State College. At the time when I started, it was Palm Beach Community College. Early on, I switched to nursing, which nursing was never on my radar because I do have three older sisters and they're all nurses, which I think is a good accomplishment. But based on hearing all the stories and just their experiences and even just things I kind of witnessed, I said to myself, "Ooh, I don't think that's really for me," right? Towards the end of completing my AA degree, I had made a decision that I was going to do health informatics, health information management, which is more based on medical records, billing and coding, that kind of part of the back office of healthcare. So I decided I was going to go to University of Central Florida, which I had a great experience there. I met so many great people. I would highly recommend um, anyone to go there if they're interested. Of course, I do recommend first doing a AA degree at a college, community college, and then transferring just to save money. But if you are interested in going to university in Florida, I would say UCF is a great choice, but I'm a little bit biased. And I did 2 years, and then I graduated with my bachelor's degree. After college, I moved right back home to the West Palm Beach area because I love Orlando. The time was fun, met so many wonderful people, had so many great experiences, but it never felt like home to me. So as soon as college was done, I shipped right back home to my family. So when I moved back home, it took me about 6 months. Like I graduated, I want to say it was either May or April. I graduated in 2014, and it took me until November or December to find my first job, first professional paying job that I had. And of course, I was so excited to have gotten the offer, to get an interview, because I think that was like the only place that have actually called me for interview, and to get an offer on like my first interview, that was a big deal. Even though I was getting less than $12 an hour, but I was super excited because it was like my first entry level role into being a career woman, right? So I spent almost close to a year there. Then I switched to another company, still doing medical records. I think I stayed there for probably about maybe a year or so again. And then I decided that I wanted to do something different. I left the second job and I decided I was going to do home staging. I did a short course, opened a business, Horizon Home Staging and Redesign. I was actually very excited about that. It was a good business opportunity idea, but at the time, to be honest with you, I was not in the entrepreneurial mindset. My personality was not there yet, right? So that didn't work out. And I decided I was going to try to study health promotion. Let's just say that the GRE was not my friend. I didn't get the score I needed to get into that program, so I kind of scrapped it. I wasn't excited about it anyways. I think it was kind of like something to do to give me direction, but it was never really like something that I should, looking back at it, it wasn't something I should have been doing, right? At least at that time. Between that time, I had so many different ideas, so many business ideas. I even became a UPS driver helper for a season. Honestly, that was a fun job. It was nice getting out there, seeing the different areas, and of course, dropping the packages off and having seen the little treats that was there for us as the UPS delivery people, because that was around, I think it was around the winter time, holiday time. So, of course, people are feeling very generous. So, they left the gift cards, their first snacks. So, it was just a nice, fun experience being a driver helper. Then I decided I was going to go to nursing school. Back to the same thing that I said I was going to do, nursing. Got into nursing school, graduated nursing school in 2019. Before I graduated, I had already started a new job, and so I decided to continue with that. After graduating, passing my NCLEX, I decided to stay at that job because it was actually in healthcare, and I was doing something that could help me to, it could be a stepping stone for other things. So I decided to stay. And then I moved to the job I'm at right now, which is in HR. So I've always been in healthcare for the most part, except for the times when I try my little business ventures, but I've pretty much been in healthcare. Now, to say what's next, to say what is next on the story, I have no idea, but I am, just growing. At each of these things I've done, each of this business idea, each of these places I've worked, I've met great people. I have learned that plans don't always go as planned. It's okay if the major didn't work out, the career you thought you were gonna be in forever doesn't work out. It's all about pivoting, trying new things, keeping optimistic, keep ambitious, keep uplifting and building up ourselves. I'm hoping to do more story times like this. So if you're interested and would like to hear more about my stories, please go ahead and subscribe.